Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday Night Touring Cars here on Flux Motorsport. I'm going to be your host for the evening. My name's Murphy, and we're just coming up to the end of our free practice session at the moment, with the console reigning supreme through that one with a 1 minute 51.188, his best lap that time around. But things are going to be a little bit different through qualification as the clouds rain down in the Algarve. Ahead. Big shame that Lecky 2000 couldn't be joining us for tonight's race, because he was looking very, very quick in some of the practice sessions earlier on, and I know that this is one of his more favoured circuits in the calendar for this season. So he's going to end up with nil power on this one. Whereas Jack Demenzi's going to make an improvement. He does make a minor improvement, but not enough to challenge the second place of J46 Dyson. Just heading over to Giacomo now. Giacomo currently green in Sector 1. He's gone white in Sector 2, so no improvements there. But he finds himself around about 3/10 off the purple Sector 1 times. We'll have to see what can happen here in Sector 3. Did look as though he just lost a little bit of time on the exit of turn 13. So comes through 14, down into 15, hugs the inside curb there, takes it completely flat, and didn't look as though he scrubbed much speed off, but I don't think there's going to be much of an improvement here. He's going to be challenging for the third place of Jack Demenzi's, I think. And across the line with no improvement made. Over to all U82 now with Lucy watching with bated breath. He's gone green in Sector 1, white in Sector 2. Let's see whether or not his Sector 3 is good enough to be able to challenge for 5th or maybe even 4th place here. So all U82 comes across the line. He does make an improvement, but it's not enough to see him challenge for those. So here is the lineup into round 2 of the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve circuit. The console takes pole position and therefore the bonus point before we even get underway. J46 Dyson lines up alongside him on the front row, with Jack Demenzi's in 3rd place and TTV Giacomo actually suffering a 1-place grid penalty, putting him down into 4th position. Stoltz 44 does enough for 5th place with all U82 alongside him. And then Kovkarl in 7th with Tibby in 8th. Luke Snipes in 9th with T. Scott in 10th place. Then Casey Redwood in 11th with Survivor doing pretty well to make up into 12th. Old Smokey in 13th with Green Gaming next to him, making up the last place on the grid. 15 seconds remaining until the driver's ready up. We'll go back trackside now and let's have a look at the lights as we prepare to get this second race in the season underway. There's the reds and the green lights. The drivers are off, and check out the BMWs. They will make a strong start here, but it looks as though the console currently able to hold it off. It does look as though Tibby is making inroads up on the inside in that BMW. Let's have a look at him. Currently in 6th place. Going to the chase cam here, so he's got Stoltz ahead of him, as well as Giacomo. J46 Dyson, Jack Demenzi's has been able to make up a place. The console currently out in 1st position though. Looks as though Green Gaming's managed to make up a place on Casey Redwood as well, a little bit further down the pack, but it's the console leading to Jack Demenzi's with TTV Giacomo in 3rd. J46 Dyson falling down into 5th place now with Tibby in 6th, who we're currently tracking around, and he comes very close to the front end of Tibby there. All U82 in 7th place with Kovkarl in 8th, T. Scott in 9th and Old Smokey in 10th place. Luke Snipes has made up a position or two in 11th with Survivor in 12th, Green Gaming in 13th, and Casey Redwood currently at the back of the pack. Let's flick back over to the console at the moment. Look at the lead that he's already managed to get as he approaches Portimao here. We'll go down the grid a little bit as we see J46 Dyson making a move up the inside of Stoltz, and that looks like it's job done as we see Tibby there getting very loose in the BMW. Is he going to be able to hold it? We'll flick back over to him. He has lost a bit of momentum, but it looks as though he's kept it on the black stuff. But that is all U82 in the number 11 air bubbles now taking hold of that position. and it looks as though he's also being challenged around the outside as well, just managing to hold on to 7th place from Tibby there in the Beamer. The rear end of the rear wheel drive is a little bit looser, so it looks as though he just struggled a little bit there at the top of Portimao, and a great shot as we see the crest coming down from turn 15, and now these drivers are going to drag it all the way up to turn 1. Into the chase cam now with Old Smoky in 9th position. We can see ahead of him Tibby in the right hand side, and it comes very close there, and it looks as though Kovkar's got very loose indeed. Tibby's gone off to the right hand, it's J46 Dyson falls off to the right hand side. It looks as though he may well have stalled it as well, so he's going to be challenged by Casey Redwood, who moves up into 12th place, and now Green Gaming is in 14th. So non-stop action here. We'll jump back to the front of the pack with Giacomo in 3rd place, currently raining down on Jack de Menzies, and the console hasn't been able to assert too much of a dominant lead at the moment. The gap currently 0.8 of a second, so it's certainly obtainable here, but you can see these 3 drivers have managed to make up a lead of over 4 seconds at the moment to the rest of the have a look a little bit further up the pack here. Jump back into the chase cam. So we're on board with T. Scott with Old Smoky and Kovkar ahead. You can actually just see Tibby making inroads up the inside there into turn 1, and that's to take 6th position. So he's managing to make a big recovery as you see T. Scott getting very wide indeed. That's certainly going to be a slowdown penalty, as I think we may have had as well with Tibby. He slows right down, and not sure what happened with Kovkar. Kovkar looked to get very loose indeed, and Old Smoky just struggling to keep that rear end of the Emochi car, the number 56, just on the left hand side of your screen, and it looks as though he's going to be challenged now by T. Scott. All sorts of action going on between these 5 cars at the moment. Looks to be clean, but just trading places and maybe even a little bit of paint in lap 3 of this race. It's been non-stop, and it's what you come to expect from touring cars, and Tibby loses the rear end and absolutely clatters T. Scott. That's going to hurt for sure. That's going to put Tibby definitely into the pits, and it might well see T. Scott coming into the pits come the end of that one as well. Some considerable damage going on from that one, and that is the risk that you run with the BMW, I think. Let's have a look over. Looks as though Green Gaming remains in 14th place, Tibby in 13th, but J46 Dyson now is about to make a move up the inside of Old Smoky, and it looks as though, so long as he doesn't go too wild on his braking, he's going to get that one done. It does go a little bit too wild. As mentioned, he wants to be on the left-hand side for that optimal line, and that just allows Old Smoky to take that position right back. We're flashing the lights there, so Old Smoky got a slowdown penalty. He allows J46 Dyson to come through, and that's going to allow him to really put the pressure on Casey Redwood pretty shortly, I think. In the BMW, Survivor in the Monster McGowan as Tibby gets very loose on the rear end, just struggling to maintain clear grip in the BMW, but Survivor ran very wide, came back onto the track safely, thank goodness, but he falls back behind Tibby, and I don't think the Renault Megane's going to be able to out-drag the BMW on the run-up to Tory Vip. Oh, was there a bit of contact there? I think there may well have been. I think Survivor just caught the back end of Tibby. Yep, we see him there holding up for him. Good track etiquette followed by Survivor. And we did have a few instances in the GT3 race where drivers weren't waiting after they made contact. So quite clear contact from Survivor there, holds Tibby up, but then gives the position back, which is what we like to see. So 20 minutes remaining as the clouds start to darken. We're going to see those track temperatures coming down here at Portimao now. We're continuing to follow Casey Redwood in his battle with T. Scott. This has been going on for some time with little inroads being made. Let's jump back over to the chase cam and let's see whether or not we can see the smoothness being taken. We can see the differences in braking, and it looks as though T. Scott just getting his braking a little bit wrong. He ends up scrubbing a bit of speed and momentum away, and that's going to allow Casey Redwood to have a go this time around, I think. You can see him up the inside, trying to make sure he doesn't scrub any speed up, and he's got the drag. He's going to have a little bit of slipstream effect as well. We'll jump back trackside in a second once we cross over the line, and it looks as though that move is about to be done. The two drivers come together. Looks as though no harm, no foul, just a little bit of paint exchange. But Casey Redwood now moves into 8th position. Is he going to be able to hold it? Doesn't look as though he can. Falls back into 9th. Just gets turn 1 a little bit loose. Doesn't attack the outside of the circuit like he wants to, and that's going to allow J46 Dyson to move his way up to try and avoid that. And we see it once again. T. Scott running ever so wide on the braking. That allows Casey Redwood to close the gap, and if he's not careful, this is going to allow Dyson to make a move up. Both of them, as we see. Oh no, big coming together from Casey Redwood. I think he got his line a little bit wrong. J46 rolled the dice to try and move it up the inside, and unfortunately came off worse. That's probably going to be one for the stewards. It's going to be a tricky one to decide as well, but that's now allowing Old Smoky to approach on J46. And Dyson, big flash of the lights there, clearly unhappy with what went on. So half a second lead gain for the console, and it looks as though he's going to ride it out all the way to the end. Going to take a bold move, I think, from the number 4 Zavima car of Jack Menzies. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to have to be sure of it though. Coming up to Portimao now, turn 10 and 11. There's turn 10 done, into turn 11. Jack Menzies looks as though he's got a great run through that one. He's not going to be able to capitalise, I don't think, because of the way that turn 13 is presented to them, but a little puff of smoke there from the console, and we see that lead getting shorter and shorter into this tricky Sagres and Galp section now. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, and I think it is going to count down by the time that they come across the line. We'll have to wait and see though. There could well be another lap set up for this one. Sprinting down to the line. It's been an epic battle between these two. It's going to be a hot contest to watch as the season progresses, but that is the race over with as the countdown timer reaches 0. So the console finishes in first with Jack Menzies in 2nd place. TCB Giacomo just coming around the final bend now. He's going to secure himself 3rd position depending on how great his penalties are. So the Giacomo mob will be happy about that, I'm sure. I'd like to thank all of the viewers on the YouTube for joining us live here, and if you're watching on catch up, we hope that you've enjoyed all of the events as they've unfolded. As Giacomo crosses the line, Al Axon, aka All U82, is looking like he's about to secure his 4th position. That is a back marker that we can see ahead of him. And Stoltz just coming around the final bend now to secure 5th place on the track. Kovkar looks as though he's just about to ride the crest into turn 15. Comes across the line for a pretty impressive 6th place. And then Luke Snipes as well. He's just about to come across the line for 7th. T. Scott making a very, very good recovery drive after sustaining some pretty heavy damage into with an impact. That's enough for 8th place, I think, for him. And J46 Dyson also comes across the line. Is he going to finish ahead of T. Scott? We're going to have a look and see what penalties have got to be applied. But looks as though Dyson does leapfrog over T. Scott for that 8th position. Casey Redwood is in cruise control as he'd crossed the line a lap behind for 10th place. Green Gaming has also crossed the line as well in that BMW. And then our reserve driver, just running for a feature today, finishes in last position. So here are the final running order. Confirmed race results after penalties have been applied. The console takes 1st position with 0 penalties applied. Jack Menzies in 2nd with 12 seconds worth of penalties racked up. Giacomo manages to secure 3rd place. He had 9 seconds worth of penalties. Then all U82 does very well indeed, and Lucy Axon will be happy with that. 4th place for him with 2 seconds worth of penalties, with Stoltz in 5th with 4 seconds worth of penalty. Kovkarl in 6th position, also with 4 seconds worth of penalty, and then Luke Snipes and J46 Dyson in 7th and 8th place. T. Scott gets knocked down a position to 9th place after 13 seconds worth of penalty, and Casey Redwood in 10th position. Green Gaming in 11th, followed by Survivor in 12th place, who won't get any points for this one as he is only a reserve driver. However, those points will be secured, and if he does manage to get a permanent spot, those points will be applied as soon as he's a named driver. Old Smoky is a retirement for this one. We also saw retirements from Tibby as well. And that pretty much rounds up all of the action here at round 2 at the Portimao circuit for the Flux Motorsport Touring Car Championship.